Dearly beloved, we've gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word like that means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you, there's something else.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.
But nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody has got a body like you, but I gotta think twice before I give my heart away. And I know all the games you play, because I play them too, baby. Working up a sweat. Let's go show the guys that we know how to become number one in the hot body show. Now push it. This one goes out to the one I love. This one goes out to the one I've left behind.
Oh, honestly, there's nothing funny about men in wigs.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. I'm going to click that straight away. As soon as this goes live, I'll be clicking thumbs down.
Hello.
Good evening, good evening.
And as Sunil says, fit like loons.
I hope everyone can hear us all right. I'm always a bit panicky that I've pressed the wrong buttons.
He panics with his little widgets and digits and fidgets.
So over on my side of the screen, I'm looking at YouTube. We've got Michaela Smith is in, Sandra Brown, Mr. David. He wanted us to be in frocks, unfortunately. This is like the only time of the week we're not in frocks. Chris Coulson from Tallahassee, Florida.
Tallahassee.
For the record, Euro Pop, all the way from New Zealand, is here. Chris Jones, Gray Hayes, Diamond Trinket, Lee, Michael Redfern, the lovely Linda Hughes, Jimmy Riddle, Jason Darcy is in.
Oh, she's in.
Phil V, Paul Hutt, and Andrew Gunn. Hello, everyone over here.
And here we have my lovely mum and dad-in-law, Cole Taylor, Aaron Smith, Jason Brett, Stephen Richards, Dame Sue Neal, Martin Galton-Spence, Rachel, Paul Esselmont, Cole Taylor, Melanie Fairley, Pia, Nicola
and her son Bray.
Nicola and her son Bray, Jill Mariner, and the wonderful Lisa Driscoll in Canada.
Lisa Driscoll has just received her calendar, which is amazing. So that took like a week to get from us to Canada, which we're chuffed about.
Thank you so much to those who've already bought the calendar. I think a lot of you have them already. And there's a big old batch on the way to people at the moment. And there'll be a batch going out tomorrow.
Here it is. For those of you who've not bought it yet, fresh off the press. They're $12.99. They're going over all over the world. One is winging its way to New Zealand, one or two. They've arrived in Canada. They're going to the States.
Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, so it's www.theisolationcreations.com, and you can order a calendar. And it's gorgeous.
It's been fun doing it, fun designing it, and fun sharing it with you guys.
Yeah, and hopefully the website is pretty simple to kind of navigate and work out. We've tried to make it as idiot-proof as possible, and the lovely Alan is sorting out all the calendar orders.
Sending each one with a loving kiss.
Yeah, we're signing every one. So
and if you want a particular thing written on it, no matter how filthy, we don't mind doing that.
We'll write whatever on it.
Right, whatever for $12.99.
Who else have I got? Lindsay Chalkley has arrived. Joanne Gray has had a bit of a stressy week, so chill out tonight, Joanne. Jane Bridges, good evening from Hobbitland.
Where's Hobbitland?
Hobbitland, I guess New Zealand?
New Zealand, another one from New Zealand. What time is it over there?
We have Parmesana is in. Parmesana.
Parmesana.
He says, I'm looking a little bit foxy tonight.
Yeah.
And Lindsay Chalkley loves your shirt.
Yes, little cocktails on it.
So yeah, tonight
is Battle Axe night. Now, personally, I love a good old battle axe. I was brought up with battle axes down my street, in my house, on the TV, at school. There were plenty of battle axes, plenty of battle axe dinner ladies.
Dinner ladies were always battle axes, weren't they?
Well, you have to be, don't you, really, to take on that lot. 300 kids wanting chips at the same time.
Oh, I went home for my dinner. I wandered back home and had a little lunch at home.
You used to go and have a cup of soup, didn't you?
Yeah, a cup of soup and a little cheese spread sandwich and some hula hoops. A little bit of Judy Spires, Pebble Mill, and then back in school for the afternoon.
I was once having my school dinner, and the boy next to me started going, whoop, whoop, whoop. And the dinner lady went, "You'll be all right, just swallow it down." Oh. So he stood up and threw up, and he threw up on my head.
How old were you?
About 4 or 5, 6.
Oh.
And then the bits went in my dinner.
Oh no, people will be eating.
And I went, oh, it's got my dinner. She said, shut up and just wipe my head with a damp cloth.
Oh, don't beat.
And now that is a battle axe.
Let's not talk about that. People will be eating.
So let us know your battle axes.
Yeah, battle axes.
In your life, if you have any.
A lot of love
Or
coming
had
in for the
any.
calendar. Wipe clean, someone says. It's a nice wipe clean calendar.
Good for about kitchen.
Lisa loves the Advent windows in December. Martin wonders why aren't we trusting the phone room girls with the deliveries?
Oh, you're kidding, aren't you? There must be, you know, when somebody dodgy says, I'll go and deliver all your leaflets and then bin them and then run off to Wetherspoons with the money.
Alex Clark, he loves May. The month of May is his favourite month. His flat
Eurovision.
was white enough. Yeah, Martin thinks that the phone room girls might use Facebook, might use the names and then stalk people on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Don't give them your last 4 digits.
And your vomiting story has made Jason Darcy feel bilious.
Oh, I'm sorry, love, but, you know, it was my excuse of a battle axe. A pure, 100% carrot gold battle axe.
Linda LeHughes, who's my lovely cousin, she says it's gone to 6 stories now. A child was sick in her shoes when she was listening to them read once. So I don't know what Lucy was doing to create such fear in her pupils.
Now, did the child want somewhere to vom and thought, I'll use my shoes as a vestibule? Now, what's the word?
Yeah, did she pick up the shoe to vom within, or was her vom just down
Through her feet.
upon her shoes? Anyway, let's not talk about vom. We're not here to talk about vom. We are here to talk about battle axes. Yeah, so let us know who the battle axes in your life were, the real life ones. Was it like a dinner lady? Was it your nan? Was there a certain auntie that was a battle axe? Let us know who the battle axes were. There's a lot of vom stories coming in, so I think vom is the
Vom
topic
and
we're
back.
going to have to talk about, but let's leave vom to the after show party. We'll talk about it after 9, post Watershed.
And if there's anybody out there who's good with words, dictionary or thesauruses, let us know why they're called battle axes. I'm not sure why these wonderful, strong women are called battle axes. There must be a reason, but I don't know it.
Let's have a look at some battle axes, give you an idea of the kind of women that we're talking about. Coronation Street is full of battle axes, so let's have a look at some Corrie battle axes.
Oh, why can't you leave well alone?
Now look, what special qualifications has your street got?
There's more of us than there is of you.
And what coronation did your street celebrate exactly?
King Edward.
Well, ours is Victoria's, but don't let me interrupt.
Oh, why can't you drop it?
And why don't you go make a place in your own place? Go on and make a pest for somebody else.
Oh,
Go on.
Right. I heard you were an hard nut.
Yes. And you haven't cracked me, and you won't.
Been in the Rovers, have you?
I have.
Was Brian there?
As if you didn't know. Let him to do his dirty work on his own, have you?
Pardon?
He sold his bike
Brian has.
to some mate at work. Oh, I thought you'd be chuffed about that. Well, I only hope you're as quick at chucking your fourpence with him when it comes to forking out to put a car on the road.
The difference between you and me, Ivy, is I happen to think Brian's old enough to make up his own mind.
Well, that's what I can't fathom, you see. If you felt like that, why did you go out with him to this restaurant?
What, that? I just did that for a laugh.
You what?
Well, for a bit of a joke, see how far it'd go.
You little cow! Vera, you promised. A bit of a joke? Well, I'm telling you, nobody makes a joke out of my husband. Who the hell do you think you are, eh?
Oh, yes, I think you handled that very nicely.
Belt up, Alec. Yeah, that's what you all think round here, isn't it? The Duckworth. Village idiots.
Yeah, look,
Good for a laugh.
leave this to me,
Well,
Ben.
I won't have it said by you, you little troll.
What have you got all dressed up for? They can't see us sitting here.
You can mock. You never know what can happen after you've been on telly. I mean, like them that won Pop Idol. I might get offers.
Offers? What offers?
Well, I don't know. Opening supermarkets and the like.
Nobody is going to ask you to open a supermarket.
How do you know? Good looks are a curse. You and Ken should count yourselves.
There we go. A set of battle axes. hopefully you're still with us, because we suddenly got a little warning come through from YouTube that they've detected we are showing copyrighted material.
Oh, the little bots are out tonight.
So we're hoping that we are still with you. But yeah, we're going to have to be a little bit careful.
So there's some great battle axes there. Oh, some classics. Some classic ones. Corrie was always... Well, it is good, for producing good battle axes. I think the one at the moment is Maureen Lipman, isn't it?
Yeah, Maureen Lipman is the latest battle axe in Corrie. Got some lovely battle axes coming in from people. So we have had... Let's have a look at what we've got coming up on here. Doctor's Receptionist, the ultimate battle axes.
Oh, yeah, they can be quite rough. They can be rough around the edges. Melanie says, history teacher in the first year was alright battle axe. Used to stand by the school gate, 10 to 9, make sure nobody was a minute late.
Anthony Berry's dad's Auntie Elsie was a bad battle axe.
I had an Auntie Elsie and she was a bit of a battle axe.
Nicola Dolling's next door neighbour was a homophobe as well as being a battle axe. Mark's ex's grandmother was a complete nightmare, a cross between Ina Sharples and Catherine Tate's nan. Al Jax Johnson had a very scary dinner lady when she was in infants, looked a bit like Wurzel, shouted at anyone who didn't eat their dinner.
Jill says when she grows up she wants to be a battle axe. Good.
Linda LaHughes, school dinner lady, school secretary, battle axes. Yeah, people are saying we're still on YouTube, so we're it
was just a little naughty finger.
Yeah, we're hoping we're going to stay live. We've got other clips to show you, so fingers crossed. We're gonna keep on. We have to be a little bit careful. Let's have a look here. We have got a long message here from Joe.
Joe Soso Lombardelli,
who lives in Georgia. It says there's lots of battle axes there, or nonnas, they're called. He lived with a Georgian family. The grandmother was a real battle axe. Ruled the family, wouldn't let Joe use the glasses, never gave him butter, and she even ruled how much hot water he could have for a shower.
Now that is the battle axe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Holding back on the butter. You can have margarine and I'm done with it.
A couple of Aussie battle axes. Mrs. Mangle from Neighbours.
Yes, God, she's the proper battle axe, isn't she? Of the Australian TV world.
And Nolene from Sylvania Waters.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, she was a bit of an old battle axe. No regrets.
We're next week. I think it's next week. We're going to be talking about Australian telly.
Yeah,
Is it next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week's Giggle Watch is going to be all about Aussie TV. So yeah, Mrs. Mangle will probably come up because I want to talk about the Mrs. Mangle portrait because I've always wanted like a copy of it.
Yeah.
Printed up, massive, framed. But yeah, battle axes. We go right back to kind of the 70s for us when we first kind of remember battle axes. Little messages coming in over on YouTube. Joanne Gray says battle axes go back to the days when women campaigned against vices like drinking and actually wielded a small axe-like weapon to emphasise their point.
Well, that's a good idea.
I wonder if that's true.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, all the women back then were like, stop this drinking. My husband's spending all his wages at the pub. We want him home with his earnings, with the kids.
Yeah, and there we go. Parmesana has verified it. Battle axe, an aggressive woman. Carrie Nation wielded an axe as she marched for the suffragette movement.
Good on her.
So that's where the term battle axe comes from. Powerful women carrying axes. Jason mentions Joan Sanderson, who always played a great battle axe.
But she was a well-to-do battle axe, wasn't she?
Yeah. Do you remember Joan Sanderson from Fawlty Towers? I guess everyone remembers her.
And
the deaf lady. And Please Sir.
Yeah.
Was she language, Timothy? She wasn't, was she?
Oh, no.
No, that's someone different.
Oh, no.
Lots of Northerners. Do we think Northerners make the best battle axes?
I think so. I mean, they're no holds barred. The sort of battle axe I like is the ones that sort of like know what they're going to say and say it really quickly, like sort of Ina Sharples, and they've got a point to make and they make it, and everybody's like left dumbfounded. That's the kind of battle axe I like.
Battle axes for me, I guess I just remember yeah, when I was started like watching funny TV, there was always that kind of really like a bossy woman, basically a bossy older woman, kind of angry. Actually, a lot of love coming in over on the Facebook for Peggy Mount. And Peggy Mount is, for those of you who don't know, what's Peggy Mount? She's kind of an actress from the 40s, 50s?
Yeah, from the 50s. A little story was, I saw her being interviewed on Wogan or something, and she said that her sister was really good at playing the piano, her older sister. And the parents loved this sister, but not Peggy. So Peggy was sort of left by the wayside. And I think the parents used to say things like, "Oh, Peggy, wish you were like your older sister, but you're not. You're useless, you're stupid." And she was quite hurt by that. So that sort of, because of that, she went into the sort of performing world and became the formidable, wonderful battle axe that she is.
Wow, she was in something called like the Larkins, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And she was like the matriarch of a family.
And then she worked with Sid James in George and the Dragon. And then everybody might know her more from You're Only Young Twice, where she's in an old folks' home with Bat Coombs, who she enjoyed a retirement with. They both became really good friends and sort of lived together in the old folks' home together.
Rain Simmons says Peggy Mount was also in Carry On Spying, which is one of the old black and white carry-ons. Joanne Gray says Peggy Mount played the ultimate battle axe in the 60s sitcom The Larkins. And I think it was kind of based on maybe a radio
I think it was.
drama
sort of
from
family.
the 40s, 50s.
And one of my other favourite films that she's in is called Ladies Who Do, who some cleaners decide to try and make money on the stock market.
Now, is that what I've got a clip of?
No, I don't know what you've got of, but it's starring Esme Cannon, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so let's have a little look at Peggy Mount. Let's hope we don't get pulled.
It's come, Emma! It's here! Emma! It's come!
What's come?
The wedding cake, Emma. Shall I open it?
You'll just go and fetch that teapot. I could do with a cup. I suppose there is a cake.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? Beautiful.
Now then, don't you start.
I can't help it, Emma. It's bringing it all back to me.
Now, we won't go into that now. Where's the teapot?
Oh, I put it down somewhere now. Where did I? Oh, yes, it's on the sideboard.
Homeless!
What is it, Emma?
Look at that. Edie, only you haven't got the brains you was born with. No more sense than a hot teapot down in a polished sideboard.
Now, I chose that clip mainly because it's way back, but that she's dressed like Battle Axe. Those sort of crossover pinnies. A hair put back. Usually in a hairnet. Ready for the day that she's facing.
That clip reminds me of like just a typical morning in Isolation Creation Towers.
Use a coaster, Jamie! Jesus.
I have a funny story about Esme Cannon. Me and Alan worked together in the South Bank Centre, so the festival hall on the South Bank of London. And we worked in the phone room, like we were the phone room girls. We worked in there and we did ticketing. Anyway, they banned us from going on the internet.
Well, they tried to.
We weren't allowed to go into like the internet to use Facebook or in our downtime go and browse the internet. However, I had sent Alan previously a small picture of Esme Cannon by email. So I'd sent him this email with Esme Cannon as a picture. We discovered that if you clicked Esme Cannon in that email, that was like the portal to the World Wide Web. We kind of bypassed the whole firewall via Esme Cannon. So me and Alan had a secret in to the internet via Esme Cannon's face.
And some would say, "How on earth have you got the internet?" And I just, close it down. And I thought, I'm not spreading Esme's face. I'm keeping that little stamp-sized picture of Esme.
It was only tiny, but if you clicked it straight through to like Facebook and Twitter, well, not even Twitter, was Facebook around?
Oh yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
probably that MySpace even back then.
Yeah, the lovely Esme Cannon, the little petite actress. Now she sort of just retired from making films and ended up living in France, I think. And it was one of those sad stories where she died and nobody knew. Somebody was searching for her.
Oh really?
To be in something, and they tracked her down, or where she last was, and realised she died.
Oh, little Esme.
A great career when she was over here in England.
She's like a little bird, isn't she?
Oh, she's
Esme
amazing.
Cannon. Of course, Esme Cannon is not a battle axe.
No.
Obviously, it's not just us talking about battle axes tonight. As anyone who's been on our live evenings before knows, we also have the Giggle boxers. So let's hand over to the Giggle boxers for the first time this evening and find out what they think of TV battle axes. So here we are again.
Yeah, have you been alright?
I've been fine. Now you've got some tea.
Are they the same ones?
I don't think there's anything wrong with my scones. I mean, please help yourself if you'd like one.
Well, I'm glad we got the camera on because we'd like to present you, me and the County Council of Scarborough, with a blue plaque for these buns. Best before June 2016.
Well, I mean, I buy them in bulk, so honestly, if you'd like a French fancy or a scone, they're perfectly good. In fact, they get better with age.
Bloody hell.
Like me. Are you like a battle axe?
No.
We're here to talk about battle axes this week.
Oh, are we? Well, my family's full of battle axes. My mum's a battle axe, my nana's a battle axe, my Auntie Mildred's a battle axe.
Are you a battle axe?
I'll most probably become a battle axe.
But right now,
I'm just an axe.
Oh, battle axes. I've known plenty in my lifetime. I don't know about you.
This one's a little battle axe, isn't
She is, aren't you?
Come on.
She knows what she wants and how to get it.
Howard Dunn's fella called me a battle axe once. I said, you know what a battle axe is, fella? He went, no. I said, it's a big, massive wooden handle with a 14-inch curved blade. Any more with your cheek and I'll whop your bloody head off. That's what kind of battle axe I am. Well, I like the old classic ones from Corrie, you know. Phyllis Pierce. She's not so much a battle axe, but she gets some Percy's nerves.
Dragon's Den.
Really? Is there a battle axe on that?
Don't you think Deborah Meaden, she's a bit of a battle axe, takes no nonsense, quite fierce.
My dad said she's a stuck-up with loads of caravans.
Percy, kiss a kiss. I think of the great Peggy Mount.
Percy, kiss it.
A large woman.
I love you, Percy.
Booming voice.
Oh, Percy.
Older in status?
Older, yes.
Percy, have a look at that pussy.
Usually wearing a pinny of some sort.
Mary Whitehouse.
Oh, yeah, she's on complained a lot.
Yes, I mean, rightly so. Television nowadays, she'll be spinning in her grave, Mary Whitehouse.
My favourite battle axes, though, are Evelyn from Corrie.
Yeah, Maureen Lipman.
And Body Bag.
From
Bad Girls.
Also on Dragon's Den, and I don't know if you remember her, a few years ago, there was someone who, I'd say is a battle axe, Hilary Devey.
Oh, I remember her.
Do you remember her? She had big shoulder pads.
I just feel like that. I had a pallet factory in the middle of the country. That's my Hilary Devey impression. Well, living indoors isn't happy.
No.
I mean, that's a good pair of knockers on the telly.
Oh.
And Maud Grimes, she was another model of battle axe from old-fashioned Corrie. You know, sat in a little shop with a bobble hat on. He likes that, what's it called? Naked Attraction. Coloured boxes and the thing goes up. Get to that bloody shop!
You wouldn't get a battle axe on that, would you?
No, you would. Although I did see somebody on that looked like a battle axe. She's from church, singing along, and then saying she wanted cream cake shoved up her tuppence. I don't know.
Do you want one of my French fancies?
No, it's put me off. Get on my pissing shop, you!
I mean, that's what I think about battle axes, is like, aren't they kind of cruel to people? They're sort of, bossy and get their own way.
Stop stealing from our pissing little shop.
I think less like battle axes. If you had to say what sort of TV programme we're like, Sex and the City.
Oh, Sex and the City.
I mean, you're very Samantha.
Yeah.
I'm very Carrie Bradshaw. I didn't really watch this Corrie that you speak of.
No.
I know. I mean, what a dog.
With leopard print on it.
I mean, what a slag.
I thought it looked great.
There we go. There's our little giggle boxes.
I think you've been called the corpsing nun.
Well, you would corpse if you had to stand next to that, because we don't prepare any of that. We just
Not the nuns.
We kind of just go for it and make it up and see how it goes.
Loads of battle axes are coming in. Somebody says Hilary Devey.
Hilary Devey. Hilary, you make my foot itch, Devey. Was that one of the things she used to say to people on Dragon's Den? If she had an itchy foot, she'd invest. Stephanie Cole plays good battle axes.
Yeah, was she in Corrie as well? I think she played.
I'm not sure. She was in Scarborough, the short-lived sitcom that was filmed around here. Prunella Scales, of course, in Fawlty Towers. Let me go up. I'm just going to go up the comments so we can see who's coming in. Fanny Craddock.
Oh, Lou Beale. That's a good one. Cole Taylor.
And then, of course, Pauline, who took over kind of the battle axe mantle in the Fowler family.
With a frying pan.
Thora Hurd in Last of the Summer Wine, I guess.
Was a fair few in there, isn't there?
Oh, we're going back further. We've got some from Grey Hayes. Going back further, Maticia Hunt played the great Dickensian battle axes Miss Betsy Trotwood and Olivia's formidable aunt in Pride and Prejudice when Olivia was Darcy.
Kevin Cross says he's actually living with a battle axe. I hope she's not watching, Kevin, or you're going to get a frying pan round your head.
Europop reminds us that Stephanie Cole played Roy's mother in Corrie, and Martin reminds us that Hilary used to say, "You make my foot itch," when someone was annoying her, and he thinks it meant that she wanted to kick them. If you don't know who Hilary Devey is, she's definitely worth a Google. She's really funny. We've wanted to kind of put her into one of our creations for a while now.
Yeah, hello, my palette factory. Cindy McDuffie says, my 11-year-old daughter adores watching you both. Luckily, the innuendos go over their head. Thank you.
Hi, Amy.
And she wants us to say hi to Amy.
Hey, Amy.
Hi, Amy, who's 11 and watching the Isolation Creations.
Do you recognise us without our kind of wigs and silly teeth in and stuff? I hope you do. Barbara from the sitcom Barbara. Julia Brogan.
Oh, Julia Brogan. Cole Taylor. Well, great for reminding us about Julia. We forgot about her.
I've got a great little video somewhere. I'll fish it out for another time where Julia's singing with the cast of Brookside. They sing a song called Let It Be or something. Not Let It Be, the Beatles song. It's really funny. I'll try and find it.
She made that programme. She was amazing. The little white shoes on.
We're gonna do a Brookside video at some point.
Yeah.
We just got to work out how to do all the characters, who we're gonna do. But yeah, look out for that because we're gonna definitely do it. BG Bear reminds us about Claire Davenport. She was the battle axe wife to a Dick Emery character.
Oh yeah, big blonde Claire used to be in a lot of sitcoms. There's a great scene in George and Mildred where George goes and buys something from the supermarket. And he's asking what cut the meat is, and she goes, "That bit is from there. That bit is from there," to various parts of her body.
She is also in Return of the Jedi, I think.
Kevin's been nabbed by Carol. She says, "I haven't got a big frying pan big enough for a Kevin Cross head."
What's that?
They're in here arguing. I said Kevin says he's living with a battle axe, and Carol's caught him out.
Oh, really? Okay. It's like Mrs. Hewitt again. Vinegar Tits in Cell Block H. So we're going to talk Australian stuff next week. So hold on to that, and more Egg from Home and Away.
Another good couple of battle axes have come in from Gillian. Irene Handel. She was a great little battle axe.
Is she with Warren Mitchell?
That's Danny Nichols. But she did appear in the same programme.
Tell me who Irene Handel is.
Metal Mickey.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Little darling. Aaron, wait, we're going to mention Rita in a moment.
Melanie Fairley says that I've forgotten her name. Claire Davenport is the dancer in Jabba's Palace.
She was,
not the sassy, sexy one, but the one who tries to take her place at one point. I think they get dropped into the Rancor pit. Rita Webb. So Rita Webb. I know nothing about Rita Webb.
But a lot of people don't know. But when they see her face, they do. It's just that her name has gone by the wayside. But everybody will remember growing up in the 70s, and she appeared as little battle axes in the Benny Hill show. She was in the movie of Up Pompeii as the soothsayer, the whoa, and we're going to show you a clip, and then I think a lot of you will remember her.
Does she pop up in like the Confessions movies?
Yeah, anybody seen my Fanny?
As someone that people wouldn't want to get off with, like, oh, hello.
Yeah, she's a typical little, and she was well known for being in the film To Say with Love.
To Say with Love, or was she? With Lulu?
Yeah.
Champagne for Lulu. Let's have a watch of Rita Webb.
Don't drop him.
Oh, culture! You was bleeding well going off without me, wasn't you?
No, Ada, dear, we were not going without you.
Yes, you bleeding well was.
No, we were not, Ada. And this is a funeral, and we don't want any swearing.
Call that bleeding swearing? Wait till I get to the cemetery.
Okay, dear. Look, dear, we don't want any scenes this time.
Well, if she's going, see, she's got her knickers on.
You mind your own business. I've got me drawers on, don't you? They don't come off as often as yours.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean? You had a lovely bleeding war, didn't ya? All them Canadians.
There we are.
So that's Rita Webb. Hands up who recognises her. Oh, it's just so fun. She was peppered throughout the whole of the 70s in various comedies.
Charlie Mitchell, I adore you, because that's exactly what I thought when I saw that clip.
What?
Oh, it's the Grange Hill caretaker. Also, of course, Molly Sugden in the clip.
Yep, and there's also Queenie Watts there in the background. I think she had a bit to say in that scene.
Was Queenie Watts in there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So Aaron Smith, who is in, I think...
He runs an amazing Facebook page about Rita Webb called Rita Webb and Her Friends. And so it's, if you're into all the old actresses, he champions them and puts up clips and photos. Esme,
I think that's where we got Esme and Peggy from.
Yeah. So have a look for his Facebook page. If you're in, Aaron, I think you are, you can pop a little link on and people can have a good look at your wonderful page. I love his page. It's got some...
lots of love coming in for Rita Webb. Rita Webb, I think, has reminded Linda LeHughes, a.k.a. my cousin, about Bella Emberg, who I guess also was a battle axe.
Yeah, comedy battle axe, yeah.
Now, Bella Emberg used to send me... Was it me she sent, or you?
Yeah, no, yeah.
She used to send me a birthday card every year, because she was one of the people that, if you saw on our Facebook, that we wrote to and got autographed photographs from many, many years ago, like 2002, 3, 4, that kind of time. Anyway, I used to get a birthday card every year from Bella Emberg. So what a lovely lady.
And then we used to go to a photographer in, where was it? Eltham?
Yeah, in Eltham. We used to live in South East London, so we went to a photographer
to get our sort of actor shots done, and it was the same photographer that Bella used to use.
This photographer looked like little Julie from Bad Girls.
Yeah.
And did she used to make us do like cheesy things, like leaning on your hand? And
I should say, look for Australia on a map. And we'd go,
put your jacket over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Aaron has put the link to his Facebook group in the comments on Facebook. So if you are interested in Rita Webb.
And he does Rita, and he does all the classics like Joan Sanderson, and there's loads of great clips, and he puts really good clips on.
So Lee Fern, I think you're talking about Julia Brogan. We've been chatting about Julia Brogan from Brookie, who was a comedy battle axe, funny battle axe. Europops remind us battle axes are often older women, but Saran Jones in Corrie was kind of a feisty woman. I don't know if you'd say she's a battle axe though, because I think battle axe has to be kind of a woman of a certain age.
Well, matured.
Yeah, I would.
But I can see what he means. That some young characters on TV are prone, I think, to become.
Kat Slater is kind of fierce, feisty.
And I think, a lot of you are sending some great suggestions, like Patsy Byrne's Margin Watching. Every programme more or less has a battle axe in, doesn't it? A lot of comedy programmes do.
Joanna said, what about Miriam Carlin? Everybody out. Queen of the Battle Axes, Nora Batty.
And Aaron just come up with Amy Turtle, of course, in Crossroads.
Ali Donahue. I don't know if you were here earlier, Ali. We were talking about dinner ladies being kind of the ultimate battle axes. And Ali's dinner lady, Mrs. Payne, scared the crap out of her. Everyone would sit down to eat, be quiet, and she used to kiss you on the cheek. And you'd be left with a big red kiss mark on your cheek. That doesn't sound like a battle axe, getting a little cheeky peck.
I don't think you'd be able to do it now, would you?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think they must probably different types of women nowadays, the dinner ladies.
I want to remind you all of a battle axe who you might have forgotten about. Let me show you a clip.
And these sort of images, the final shots of the programme, with the image that was left in the mind of the child for a whole week.
Oh, shut up, you tart!
Where Doctor Who, the final shot of the episode was Doctor Who drowning.
You are physically repulsive, intellectually retarded. You have no taste, a lousy sense of humour, and you smell.
Couldn't have extended their awareness, not only to their cameras and all the rest of it, but to the effect of what they were doing upon the children who were receiving it.
I'm sorry, what language are you talking in now? It appears to be bollocks.
Finished. You're finished. You are the enemy of the Daleks. You will be exterminated. Exterminate. Exterminate. You will be exterminated. Exterminate.
Inside each of those shells is a living, bubbling lump of hate.
There we are, a living, bubbling lump of hate, Mary Whitehouse.
Mary Whitehouse. Mary Shithouse.
Yeah, do you remember her? Like 70s, she was all over TV, kind of complaining about everything, saying that stuff should be banned. The young ones, she was so anti it. But she used to pop up all the time, didn't she? Mm. Neil Sandwell's made a good point. I wonder what Mary would think of Naked Attraction.
Oh, she must be swallow her teeth.
Oh, she'd explode.
And as Jason mentioned, she was there to try and clean up national TV because it was a bad influence on the youngsters of today.
Well, she hated it, and she didn't like the gays.
Didn't like the gays.
Didn't want the gays on telly, but you know, Thatcher didn't want the gays on telly.
Didn't want SEX mentioned or seen.
Martin wonders what kind of upbringing Mary Whitehouse had to make her like she was as an adult. Yeah, I don't know. There was a movie about Mary Whitehouse with Julie Walters playing Mary Whitehouse, kind of a BBC film. I don't know if it was on there. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but it's a fun little video. Aaron Smith wonders, what battle axe do you enjoy mimicking, Alan?
Well, my favourite is Les Dawson, Ada. I think, yeah. But I mean, I love being a good old battle axe.
Is Ada a battle axe?
Yeah. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, yes.
But she's not fierce, is she?
Well, she can when she wants to be. Well, she certainly looks like one.
Yeah, I guess she's...
I think she is, yeah, but yeah.
Because there's something kind of like...
I mean,
like you want to hang out with Ada, because she's fun. Because I don't think battle axes are fun.
Well, I think she comes across as a battle axe when she talks about her other half, a fella. She must be a battle axe to him.
Melanie Fairley thinks Mary Whitehouse might have appeared on Naked Attraction.
Who has?
Mary Whitehouse, can you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone remember that episode of Mary Whitehouse that Winge and Blockett were talking about? It had a lady in her kind of late 60s, I think, that was on it. And she played The Lord Is My Shepherd on her Yamaha keyboard. And she made all the men, she couldn't see anything but their lower halves at this point, swing their willies to The Lord Is My Shepherd.
Yeah, she did. And she was on about having cream cake shoved in a tuppence. Yeah, she was...
Honestly, if you like bored of an evening, find E4 and there's always a willy. Isn't there?
On Naked Attraction.
There's always
there's
a willy.
5 to choose from.
Or a Wang Chung. It's all over. It's all on there. But yeah, it seems to be on all the time on E4, doesn't it? Naked Attraction
yeah.
at night.
It's like it's becoming the next Come Dine With Me.
Gillian McShane has made a very good point here. The gossiping over the hedge Ada is a subsection of the battle axe. Yeah, I think there's a hierarchy of battle axe, and within there are all these different subsections.
Well, Norman Evans started that well before Les did.
Who is Old Mother Riley, yeah?
No, your TV history is awful. No, Norman Evans was over the wall, but he was just himself. There was no other...
Is he the one from Hull?
No, that's... You see what I've got to live with? No, Norman Evans used to be over the wall, but he had nobody to talk... There was nobody there, so you'd imagine the other person he was talking to, and he'd be like his sort of local gossip.
Oh, okay.
And then Les Dawson was inspired by him. The thing of Old Mother Riley was, yeah. He was...
Old Mother Riley kind of like... Then that kind of develops into Ada, doesn't it? That's the shouting over the garden fence, isn't it?
Well, he was more of a like... He was a bit clowny, wasn't he, Old Mother Riley?
When I imagine Old Mother Riley, I'm imagining Norman Evans over the garden fence.
Oh no!
So I'm getting it.
Old Mother Riley had a sort of daughter called Kitty, who was his wife in real life.
You see, Alan's got this amazing, like, encyclopedic brain of all kind of old TV. This one here, I have an encyclopedic brain of kind of more recent TV. For example, when I'm thinking of battle axes, I am thinking more of...
Good evening. I am a morning person in a sensible way.
Well, the fact is the NHS can't do everything. You're a little bit of a bone picker and that you don't let things go.
Do you guys swear in front of children? You have no manners. It's taking all the cheerfulness out of life. Oh dear, it's actually obscene. First thing in the morning. No wonder they're all nominating me.
Widders. The absolutely abhorrent Anne Widdecombe.
What a toad.
That little last bit that got sent around Facebook a year or so ago, and it said that's what happens when you have no gay friends. You just can't do your hair yourself. Yeah, and she kind of got whacked around reality TV in the kind of last 10 years. And they tried to kind of like mould her into this lovable, kind of old, opinionated lady. No, rank woman. Stands for everything I don't stand for. Horrible, eh? What a cow.
And I remember on TV once, not long ago, that there was it was a genuine advert for pasta, and she was championing it. Does anybody remember that? She's just in. She goes, "I think the bloody pasta is a great dish." And it was so strange they chose her as their advocate for pasta.
Was she? That's even before she did Strictly, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, don't go there.
Do you remember Victoria Wood on one of the Christmas specials did a whole song about Anne Widdecombe where she dresses up as her?
When Anne Widdecombe had brown hair.
Lots of people saying she doesn't deserve to be on here. She doesn't, does she? But
she's going out with the trash.
But she is like a battle axe, I guess, isn't she? She's like a TV battle axe.
She's one of those real TV battle axes. She's not being paid to be one. She just is one.
Well, there was a time when all kind of reality TV had a battle axe on it. So you had Christine Hamilton, I think, was most probably the first of the TV battle axes, and she went into the jungle. After doing Louis Theroux as well with Neil Hamilton. Then, of course, you have Janet Street Porter, again a battle axe, did reality TV. Widdecombe, reality TV.
Kim Woodburn.
Kim Woodburn, reality TV. Jackie Stallone, kind of a battle axe on TV. So loads of reality TV battle axes. Then they all came together. It was like Marvel, when the Avengers unite. And they came together and they formed the all-powerful Loose Women. And Loose Women was kind of just a collection of battle axes for a while. Let's have a look. We've got Lady Colin Campbell as well. Yeah, she was a battle axe on, again, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which I kind of dip in and out of. Alan hates that programme.
What's that?
I'm a Celebrity.
Oh no. Making them eat grubs and all that shit. Oh no. Cindy says Agnes Moorehead, Samantha's mum bewitched, is a battle axe. She is, but what a wonderful battle axe she is. Love Endora.
Well, let's have a look. Well, let's hand back to the Giggle Boxers and find out what else they had to say about battle axes.
Yes, Mr. Jenkins. On behalf of the company, we'd like to give you a heartfelt piss off. Oh, she does my bloody head in her.
Oh.
She's a right battle axe, her.
Funny you should say that. But you know this TV Tinterweb programme thing we're doing? They've asked us to talk about battle axes this week.
Oh, that's a fluke, isn't it?
So, we're here to talk about something called battle axes. We're meant to be talking about battle axes.
Yeah, battle axes. Do you know what battle axe is? It's like a horrible, bossy woman that's older than you. Luckily, it's not here. Battle axes on telly.
Battle axes.
My battle axes, of course, is the classics like Ina Sharples.
Ina Sharples?
Oh, definitely battle axe with Ina. And Hilda Ogden. Hilda
Ogden. Yeah, do you know what that means?
Like bossy woman.
Well, now you know I don't really like to watch the television. Then coming up to the modern day, I guess Deirdre's mother.
What do you mean? I bought you that lovely colour portable telly from Sellett & Sons for your room. Just watch it with the sound off.
Oh, Blanche Hunt, one of the funniest battle axes.
That's when you see a true battle axe. Somebody who stands their ground, doesn't shift, and as Hilda says, I don't boil my cabbages twice.
The only kind of angry, bossy older ladies that I know are there's normally 4 of them sat round a table talking about women's issues. You know, if I was going to say battle axes to you, the one person that springs immediately to mind is the governess.
From?
The Chase. Janet Street Porter.
Oh, her with the big teeth?
And Nolan.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Chris Evans.
Lost Women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you say they're battle axes?
I'd say they're bloody annoying.
Yeah, you like the Chase, don't you?
Yeah, I got 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking you on the Chase if I'm on it.
Last of Summer Wine. Every bloody episode there's about 5 battle axes sat in a lounge, whinging.
Is that the one about the 3 old men in the bath?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I can't bear that.
So while the blokes are enjoying themselves, going down hills and baths and nearly killing themselves, these battle axes sit in the lounge, roaring, whinging, with hats on.
I mean, she's strong, bossy, powerful. I think I'm a bit of a battle axe. Oh, there's one of them, isn't there, that's famous for having, wrinkly stockings. If we're looking at the criteria, we're thinking...
Single woman.
Dowdy.
Or married to a drippy husband.
Yeah, that's Noreen Batty. If you slag up her Stan, if you slag up her Muriel, if you slag up her cleaning, she'll have you.
Well, it's not unlike yourself. Dowdy?
Dowdy, let himself go a bit.
I'm a fierce, independent woman. Pinny.
Pinny.
Wrap around if preferable. I mean, they often talk about their downstairs.
Yeah, how dry it is. Yeah.
Carnal relations.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember when I said something about that mural in your house?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What was it of again?
Carbon Sutra.
Perhaps a bit sad in their lives.
A little bit of sadness.
Yes, for them to be so outspoken and grumpy.
Yes, there's a time and a place, as I've said before, and your front room is not the place for that.
Oh, it was when you came up for Christmas, wasn't it? I sat you opposite it while you were tucking into your little pigs and blankets.
Oh.
There's a couple of little fellas waggling about on the wall.
There was pigs and blankets everywhere I could look.
Oh, should have seen your bloody face.
Oh, is that Mrs. Jenkins again?
Oh. Hello? It's Mrs. Jenkins as well. Yes, I'm Sherry, the manager. She said what to you? Oh, I'm very sorry. What she should have said is, right off.
There we are. Some more battle axes coming up there. So they mentioned Last of the Summer Wine, and there's lots of talk coming in about Last of the Summer Wine. Gillian has said if we're talking Last of the Summer Wine, she thinks that Pearl is a bigger battle axe than Nora.
She is.
Is Pearl the little fierce one in a beret?
Yeah, in beige, and Howard is obviously at it with Marina.
Oh, I know. Poor Pearl, though.
She got a lot to live with. He's always trying to creep out and have his end away with Marina.
What does she see in little Howard? Maybe he's hung. Maybe he's got a chode. A lovely big hello has come from DS in South Carolina.
South Carolina. Hello.
Violet Carson. So BG Best says, I think Violet Carson was a no-nonsense battle axe in real life, and that's why Tony Warren wanted her.
Yeah, well, they had trouble finding a Ina Sharples. I think they went through loads of auditions, and then he remembered this sort of severe woman that he once met, and I think they had to sort of like not beg her to join the cast, but tempt her along, and the rest is history.
Well, they made that film, didn't they? About BBC made a film about the making of kind of the early
road to Coronation Street.
And Linda Barron, I think, plays Violet Carson in it. I guess that would have all of that kind of background in there. Mark Wootton has mentioned that Leslie Nichol played an amazing battle axe in East is East.
Oh, yes.
Now, is she the person that we served? If anyone was here last week, you'll have heard our tale of when we were caterers. I think Leslie Nichols the person we served possibly a poisonous salmon pie to.
And she's in Downton Abbey.
Yeah, she's in Downton Abbey, plays a cook.
She left the party all right. I wonder what she was like the next day.
Oh, I know. Poor things. I wonder what anyone was like the next day. We were slaughtered by the time we left, weren't we?
Yeah. Oh, Neil says he's met Violet Carson when he was 5. Oh, lucky you. Lovely. She had lovely hair. She was sweet to her. Is it when she had that sort of big curly hair?
They, this is like name drop, boom. In Coronation Street, the offices, the studios, when you go in, there's a reception desk, and then there's these stairs that go up to the green room and the dressing rooms and stuff. And up this staircase, it's about 3 floors, is that amazing picture of Ina Sharples kind of leaning on a fire escape.
Oh, overlooking
Manchester. Amazing, but it's huge and it goes right up the staircase.
Also, if you've got a moment, look up Ina Sharples' first appearance. It's on YouTube, and it's when she goes into the local shop to meet Florrie Finlay for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And her script is the way it's done live as well, but she's got to sort of make this woman feel like that big in about 4 minutes, and it actually happens. She sort of comes out with this amazing monologue.
I've got a thought here. Joanne Gray Wonders said she thought Mrs. Overall was based on Amy Turtle, but it's not. Mrs. Overall is based on... Do you remember the name of the woman? You play her when we do Crossroads. The woman who's making buns.
Kathy Staff?
No.
Crossroads, making buns?
Yeah. Amy Turtle was based on Mrs. Overall is based on someone else in Crossroads. It's in our Crossroads video, and Alan plays her, but she was even worse than Amy Turtle. This character.
Yeah, Cole Taylor, are you in? You'll
Someone's
know.
Wife.
Is it Hobbs?
Maybe it's coming in. Mavis Hooper.
Mavis Hooper.
So Mavis Hooper is the character that Mrs. Overall is kind of based on, but there's a huge amount of Amy Turtle in there as well. And then there's a load of Noel Gordon when she plays the actress who plays Mrs. Overall. Vad is in. Good afternoon to everyone. It's good evening here, Vad. Special hello to us too. And when do we get to see us as Patsy and Adina? Vad, tell us who should be Patsy and who should be Adina. Who should Jamie be and who should Alan be?
Or Jamie can be both. I won't be offended.
No, I don't think I should be both.
Charlie Mitchell says, how about Ivy Tilsley? We've already mentioned Ivy, haven't we? A little video.
We showed a little bit of Ivy, and then we got kind of pulled from YouTube, or almost.
And Pauline Fowler.
James Sheen has said, Doris, how did we know how Doris Speed passed away? I didn't know this. She was in a nursing home with a glass of champagne in one hand and a cig in the other.
Yeah. Doris Speed left Coronation Street because her mother was still alive at that point. And they were broken into, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I think... because she was looking after her mother, I think. And then her mother died, and then I think Doris was on her own after that and was broken into and had complete fear of being broken into and went all sort of downhill really after that.
Oh, wow. Oh, poor
Yeah.
Doris Speed. Lots of mentions coming in of other people we've kind of forgotten. Miriam Margolyes, who is kind of a battle axe in real life, like when she's in the documentaries she's been doing. Yeah, she is. She's a forceful, powerful woman. In the Giggle box stuff, and I edited that today, and actually I cut it out. Bridget Blockett, who's the kind of angry woman I play, who looks a bit like Thatcher, she had a little bit of a tirade about why is kind of an opinionated woman given this title of battle axe. Because, yeah, it's just a strong woman, and we say battle axe, whereas we would never say it about a man, would we?
But I think what they
Come on, sisters.
What was brought up before about the suffragettes being called battle axes, I think that's actually a good thing, isn't it? Because they're getting things done. They're putting their point across, even though they've got to swing an axe around or carry one. It's something to be celebrated, I think.
Neil Sandwell's just said Doris Speed was reading to Sir with love as she died.
Oh.
Which, like, this is all, like, wraps us round. It is like Marvel's cinematic universe. It's all canon. Because, of course, that takes us right back to Rita Webb. Vad says, oh my goodness. Vad says that I have to be a Dina. And that you would be Patsy.
Teeth.
Because I always want to be Patsy. And Vad says, especially if we recreate the scene where Patsy's riding backwards on a motorbike.
Yes, well, we'll try and get the motorbike.
We're not going to recreate that scene. Although we do live near the police station, and some of them ride motorbikes.
Aaron says they exposed the real age of Doris Speed in the newspapers, and she went downhill after that.
And Paul Esselmont's just mentioned that as well. And Russell Cooper says Doris Speed's mother must have been about 109.
No, remember she did live with her mother. She was sort of spinster lady, I think.
So we had some clips of soap opera battle axes, but I'm going to avoid those because we kind of almost got pulled for playing that Coronation Street earlier. So it's crazy, isn't it? Because we're just showing a clip of Coronation Street that's on YouTube anyway. But I'm going to show you another battle axe who we kind of loved for a long time. In fact, we still do kind of love. But I think she was exploited by reality TV.
Shut up, you little bitch. You little bitch. Little cow. Little bitches. I've had enough of this. Cowards. And I wouldn't shit on you if you were on fire. You're a stupid, stupid man. Go away, you adulterer. You adulterer.
Go away, you adulterer.
I've been around too long.
I wouldn't.
Are we? Are you saying that we're bullying you?
No, not this show. You are giving me the impression from the time they came on here. You don't know what you're talking about, Phil.
And I'm telling you
Mother
now.
Bunny, Mother Bunny.
Sit down. You
No,
are
no,
so rude.
No. You want trouble?
No.
You've got it.
I don't want trouble.
Yes, you do,
I
Nicole.
don't want trouble.
You're
I won't.
causing all this.
Sit down.
You're in the middle of.
Diary room immediately.
You will never get the better of me.
I don't want to.
You will
I
never.
don't want to. You're an old lady, and I respect that. Move on.
How dare you tell me
Do you know
how I
Do you
must
know
behave?
what? I feel
Good heart and soul.
Well,
she sits there.
Okay,
She's as
you've
hard
had
as
your-
nails.
You've had your
Don't do
time.
it, folks.
You've
Don't
had
do it.
your
Don't do
thank
it.
you.
She's a con artist.
Kim.
I wouldn't want to sit and talk to lion
Well, I
trash
think
like
that's
you.
sad. I think we should have drawn
Lion
a line.
trash. Yeah, not good.
So you think what you like?
Terrible thing.
Oh,
Poor
poor
Kim.
Kim. I love Kim Woodburn. I think it was a silly mistake her going into that house.
She just did it for the money, and
I
she
know,
made the money.
I know, but I think it's just wrong because perhaps mentally she wasn't ready for it. Or...
No, I think mentally, I think she is old. You know, she's older than she most be looks, and I think maybe she's
Well, I've
getting
read
a bit of dementia.
I've read her biography, and she's another one, a bit like Peggy Mount, whose mother hated her, had a completely horrible relationship with her, used to slap her and all that malarkey.
Yeah.
You know, and she's had lots of issues as
But
well.
poor thing, and they did, like, I think, gang-handed, but they ganged up on her, and she was made to look the villain. But, and I stand by this, I really don't, I think Colleen Nolan is a nasty piece of work.
Yeah.
Saying that out loud. But I do think she's a nasty piece of work, Colleen Nolan. I think she's, nasty piece of work, it's too hard. I think she's very aware of the character she plays and presents, and she knows how to manipulate the media.
Yeah.
I really do think that. She's been in the limelight since she was a little girl, Colleen Nolan. She knows how to play.
Whereas I think Kim went in there as Kim Woodburn. I mean, she's like what you see on the tin. She's, you know.
Well, but also, on the other hand, Kim Woodburn played Kim Woodburn. She kind of, there's a character that she's created that she's going to play. But yeah, Charlie Mitchell says, when did Linda Robson turn into Pauline Fowler? Years ago, I think.
Yeah, did you see a face on it?
Charlie Mitchell, I would like you to email me and Alan your profile picture. Because we can't see it very clearly, but I think it's Peter Griffin in drag. And we'd love to see it. So try and email it, please.
Is it
email
Peter
it
Griffin
to
as
us.
Divine?
There we go. Cole Taylor says, Colleen went on this morning crying to get sympathy, and Kim just got grief. We don't really hold with this morning.
No.
Don't really like Pip, squeaky clean Pip Schofield.
And then I turn it on and there's Alison and, what's his name?
Alison and Dermot.
Oh, look like they don't like each other. It's
Poor
like, you know,
Alison, get her a new stool. Come on.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they don't go out for a drink afterwards, do they?
People are asking, is Grot Bags a battle axe?
Yes. Yeah, she is.
Definitive answer.
She's a big green battle axe who hates kids.
We are we are going to be doing next week Australian television. Big broad compass, but we're going to talk about Australian TV. So the stuff that kind of we watched when we were teenagers. We'll talk Cell Block H. We'll talk Sons and Daughters. So we'll kind of just touch on it all. I think Cell Block H will have to do another special. But yeah, next week is Australian television. The week after that, we're going to talk about TV cookery. So Fanny Craddock, the Fat Ladies. And then the week after that, we're going to talk about Kids TV.
Kids TV, yes.
So the Kids TV of our past. So we're kind of planning ahead for the Giggle Box. And then it'll be Christmas. We'll do some Christmas specials. But, guys, thank you for hanging out with us. It's time. It's 9:05.
Oh.
We've been on for an hour. So we're kind of going to end the Giggle Box. I'm going to remind you of the link above our heads. That is our Ko-fi page. So coffee page. So it's like where you can tip us. www.ko-fi-coffee.com/isolation creations. And we genuinely love it when we get a little tip. It makes our day because it makes us.
I really read that as Ko-fi to me. That says Ko-fi to me.
And we have the calendar. The calendar is for sale, $12.99, and a donation will go to the Ben Cohen Stand Up Foundation anti-bullying with every sale. We made about £600-700 for them last year. We hope to make a little bit more this year. So I just want to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight. Jason's just put the link in in the YouTube chat. If you fancy making a donation, brilliant. If not, we completely understand. And if you fancy buying the calendar, please buy it. Buy it for your friends. Buy it for your family. Genuinely, it's not like just a crappy little calendar that's made by, a primary school. It's a really nice calendar. We've got it professionally printed. It's glossy. It's thick. It's cardboard, wire bound. So yeah, if you want a calendar, buy it because
it's nice.
We've got shed loads.
We've got rid of loads.
No, we have. We've got 500, so it is a limited edition. We are going to hang around. So if you want to hang out with us, please hang out. But the Giggle Box is at an end. So thanks, guys, for being with us.
Thanks for all your little suggestions of battle axes. Some of them were amazing. Some of them we'd forgotten about, so it was great that you reminded us about.
Yeah, there's so
some
much like we
classics.
could have talked about.
And they're everywhere, so let's enjoy our battle axes.
And we'll see anyone who's hanging out on the other side. Bye.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I seem to have run out of coffee.
You can be anything you want to be there. You can see anything you want to see there. There's excitement in the air for you and me there. Fancy free there. Take your family there. But you've got to be there. Yeah. You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. 7 holes the key there. Be there. Got to be there. Just got to be there. Just you and me there. You just got to be there. Got to be there. Be there. The time is now. Be there. You've got to be there. Yeah. You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. There'll be you and me there. Be there.
Hello, customers. It's nearly 6 o'clock. Pack up and piss off.
Hello. I'm glad you all haven't pissed off.
Yeah, hello, who's stayed, and good night, who's not. Thomas Corrigan has joined us. Hi, Thomas. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your photos that you sent in. Who else was
Andrew Gunn has recognised the old 7 Networks promo music. Well spotted.
And James Sheen is in. I think you've been in all night, James, but James is kind of new to us. James discovered us on YouTube, I think, this week. I think lots of people discovered us this week because they searched out Lionel Blair.
Oh, okay.
And the Give Us a Clue theme tune when Lionel Blair passed away this weekend. And I think our Give Us a Clue theme pops up maybe before the actual Give Us a Clue. The calendar can be shipped to the US, DS. I think it's like an extra £7 or £8 UK pounds. I think that's maybe an extra $11. But yeah, we can send it out. We sent one to Canada just last week and it's already got there, so they're quite quick.
And it's the Royal Mail prices suddenly jump from like £5 to £9.
Yeah, we're not making money on the postage. You're
Not
paying
at all,
what
no.
we pay. So it's www.theisolationcreations.com and you'll find the calendar.
James
there.
has just said he loves us and he sent the Eurovision to Hannah Krogh from Bobby Socks and she loves it.
James, Bobby Socks.
Bobby Socks saw us back in May.
Yeah.
Did
that on our...
And she saw it. But her record company, unbeknown to her, put in a...
cease and desist.
Cease and desist. And she didn't know anything about it. And I think we got a good old friend Simon Proctor to have a word with Bobby Socks.
Yeah, to Simon Proctor. I don't know if he's in. He's kind of in the Eurovision world, BBC producer, and he got in touch with the Bobby Socks people and said, look, these guys, they're just fun. What are you doing trying to ban them from YouTube?
Martin's recognised the music again from the Australian TV channel, where he says all the celebrities from Sons and Daughters and Country Practice are bopping along, bouncing about.
Aries World says, how are we both? We're good. We're really good.
Yeah, it's been a good week. For the video this week, we did the skit on the drama school.
Yeah, drama school promotion. So it's quite kind of a nichey one. 10 minutes long, but a lot of fun.
When we do our own sort of stuff, it doesn't really go very far, as in virally. But when we do like skits of TV programs, that seems to sort of get spread.
Yeah, we're trying to.
But we wanted to do a little
mix
skit.
It up a bit, aren't we?
We wanted to do a little skit of a drama school.
And so if those of you who are from abroad will not know. So we called it the Nolene Smirk Drama Performing Academy.
No relation to any...
But there is a performing school in the UK called the Pauline Quirk Academy. And Pauline Quirk is an actress that was in Birds of a Feather, a sitcom that might have made it abroad. But she has a drama school now. She employs a lot of kind of ex-drama school graduates to teach drama to little kids.
To little children.
Kate Kirk got her calendar in Jersey. Jersey, eh?
Yeah.
Jersey's nice place. Aaron Smith just bought a calendar. Kevin Croft wants to pay in Bitcoin. Kevin, there's a frying pan at the ready for you.
Is Bitcoin dirty stuff?
No, Bitcoin's just like
Is it real?
Tinterweb money.
Money.
Let's have a look. What was going on over here? 10 Network had a wonderful promo tune at the same time. The Home on 10 theme. We've not heard that one.
Neil Sandwell says he loved the theatre education stuff. Such bad memories. Were you involved, Neil, in TIE for the
I think Neil's a teacher, isn't he?
Oh, did
so
you
you
get
mentioned
people in?
get them into the school. I did. We've both done TIE. Alan did a proper kind of, legs akimbo TIE, which had like a moral and a lesson. I did just a panto at schools, and I sang Reach for the Stars, S Club 7, and I also played Frosty the Snowman, which meant I had one of them big sponge outfits on.
Mine was about careers, so it was aimed at 13 and 14-year-olds about what are you going to do after school, and it's all about do you choose A levels or go to college, get a BTEC. So we did this like great show, 20 minutes long, full of like advice, and we'd say things like, any questions? And the girls would used to sit up front and go, yeah, I've got questions. You go out with her, and you go out with her.
They all thought Alan was a driver on monster trucks.
Yeah, they thought I was some kind of DJ in Lancashire. Are you in from monster trucks? And then we went to one school. It was a posh boys' school, somewhere in near Blackpool. What's that called? St Anne's. Lytham St Anne's.
Yeah, Lytham St Anne's.
It was a really posh school, and the kids just went ballistic during the show. They were like whooping at the girls in the cast. They were like throwing things at us, and we had to just stop the show and leave. It was wild.
We got Neil Sandwell says he's done TIE as well. Neil, tell us what TIE you did. When I first moved down to London, people used to talk to my mum about how well I was doing because they thought that I was Reece Shearsmith in League of Gentlemen, and they mistook me because I looked like I look a little bit like him anyway, but I looked specifically like Ollie Plimsoll, who ran Legs Akimbo.
You did back then, yeah.
We're going to say hello to Thomas's girlfriend Erin. Hi, Erin. Gillian McShane has done TIE for one of her modules. Real beer tree bollocks, she calls it, and the school kids were a nightmare.
Every actor's got to do theatre and education. It's just one of those things you've got to sort of like, I'll do that, then I'm a proper actor. Because it's a different world, trying to educate the youth with theatre.
I remember back in the 90s, before I'd met you, we did a TIE, and it was kind of anti-smoking, and all I can remember is someone singing, "You're playing mind games," and then pulling a mask down on the top of their head, and the mask had like a sad face on it. Can't remember it.
Alex has just made me laugh. He said this just going back to the subject of battle axes. One of his battle axes is Bloody Sue from Sooty.
Oh, poor Sue.
She was bossy, wasn't she?
Bossy, opinionated panda. We're going to talk kids' TV in a few weeks. I'm sure we'll chat Sooty and Sue and Sweep. Thomas, we've done a photograph of Fools and Horses, so have a look on Instagram. If you can get on Instagram, Fools and Horses is on there. But yeah, we should do a video of it. Bernadette Murray says she loved our Joan Crawford Christmas special.
Oh, not many people did.
No, we had to disable comments on that because we got a lot of hate.
Offence. You see, I love Joan Crawford, and no offence was made towards it. It was just a little skit. But I think some people just took it too personally, I thought.
Aries World says, and she talks like the my influencer here, what got you into doing like sketches?
Yeah.
The pandemic. So the pandemic really, we got locked down. We were stuck at home. We couldn't do anything. We had a load of costumes and wigs in storage, and we just thought, let's make some funny stuff to make our mates and our family laugh.
And then, would you believe it? A friend of ours was organising quiz nights on a Saturday, and he said, one of the rounds is you have to dress up as a film or TV show, and we did Tiger King. And then after the quiz, we decided to share it with our friends, and people were like, "Oh, that's so funny! Do another one." We did, and it just snowballed from there, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And Lucy Hiller is in. Lucy Hillier's just said, "Just a whistle." Lucy Hillier, do I know you? Who are you? Because just a whistle is kind of code, which enlightens my inner West End Wendy. So I was in the musical of Whistle Down the Wind years and years and years ago. And just a whistle means that might be Lucy from Whistle Down the Wind. Let me know. Linda LeHugh says, does she remember rightly that I once got her a signed photo of Johnny Logan? I did.
Oh, what's another you?
Lucy was a huge fan, still is probably a huge fan of Johnny Logan and Aha, if I remember rightly. Lucy, Linda, did you watch Aha on The Masked Singer? Did you guess it was him? Lucy Hiller was in the Whistle Down the Wind with me and played the auntie.
Oh.
Hey. We've got some comments coming on over
Neil,
here.
Neil says he remembers playing a child who was bullied because he played the piano. A child suggested he played some pop songs, not classical. Sadly, I could only play one tune. Oh, this is your TIE days, I think he's talking about. It went all over. I did one bass from The Elves and the Shoemaker. My main line in The Shoemaker was, Mabel, Mabel, come out from under the table.
Jason Darcy, who's our bouncer in YouTube, says Johnny Logan's his Eurovision hero. Lucy Linda LeHughes, how often have you seen Johnny Logan? Let us know. Jimmy Riddle says it was such a hard time during the pandemic for us actors. He did one gig in 18 months.
It was terrible. It was really, I mean, it's like, we sort of thought, well, we're not getting out this early, are we? So we're just going to buckle down and try and get over it.
Yeah, and it's still not, I mean, it's like our careers are hardly taking off.
Yeah.
Back in kind of the outer world, the wild world.
The auditions have dried up, and if you are doing an audition, we do them over Skype or Zoom, or pre-tape it.
I did one last week, didn't I?
Yeah, it's not the same as being in the room with a casting director. It really isn't.
No.
Something you lose something, you lose a connection there. But we're doing this. We're loving doing this. We're being creative, and we've loved it.
And we have a bit of ownership over what we do and who we play and how we do it, and we're able to get in front of a lot more people than I guess we get in front of when we do little things, because we're character actors. We're never going to be like the lead actor. Look at these faces. We're the other person. We're like the best friend. We're like the weirdo from.
We're the Norris and the.
We're the person who runs a shop or robs a shop, or we're the corpse. We're the corpse in Lovejoy. We are Gwenda Pip. But yeah, so
and we're okay with that.
This has been great for us to make our own kind of stuff. Michael Andrew Gibbons has just joined.
Oh, here she is.
Here she is.
Where she's just joined. You've missed a lot, love.
You've missed well over an hour. I think we talked about you. We talked about Dinner Ladies.
Yeah. You missed all the battle axes.
Gillian McShane says, think of the show reels.
Oh.
I don't know if I could use any of mine for show reel material.
No, I don't. Well, there's a lot out there, isn't there?
But the good thing is, we are kind of being seen by producers and stuff. And like I had an audition on Friday for a comedy show. So I think we're landing on the right desks and stuff. We're old though now. And I know we're not, we're like late 40s, but we're old in showbiz.
You see, that doesn't really bother me really, because a lot of actors started when they were old. Liz Smith started when she was 50.
Yeah, but we're falling into more of kind of, for comedians, we're falling into more of a kind of niche bracket as older guys.
Yeah.
Andy Eurovox has just arrived. Hello, you've missed the most of the show, Andy, but he's glad he's finally got to one of our lives. Thank you. Yeah, Yeah, you've missed all the fun of the fair. You've missed these girls. Michael, we were talking about proper dinner ladies, not Victoria Wood dinner ladies.
We're talking the ones at Shakespeare, our school, Shakespeare School and Greatfield School. We had one dinner lady called Kitty who looked like Charles Bronson. She wouldn't take any shit. She was like Charles Bronson, really. And then we had another dinner lady who, for some reason, said, if you give me your old stamps or Kit Kat wrappers, I use them to get money for charity. So every day people would rush to her and give her old Kit Kat wrappers, and in return she'd give you like a polo or a penguin.
I bet she was getting loads out of it.
Or a boiled sweet. And so people would like be walking to school and see like a Kit Kat wrapper stuck in a dog egg, pull it out and give her it at lunchtime.
For a sweet.
Yeah.
Let us know what your dinner lady at school was called, because we're always looking for new character names, and dinner ladies' names are going to be funny. I've got to go for a wee-wee.
So my dinner lady was called, one of mine was called Kitty. Oh, she'll have a rag around. We had a dinner lady called Kitty, and we had a big lady in the kitchen doing all the cooking, and she used to use those big, massive, like, catering pots with big spoons, and she was proper Les Dawson. And then we had a dinner lady that was in charge of the queue outside that you have for seconds. I don't know whether your school had seconds, a queue for kids who want seconds. So she'd be in charge of letting them back in who wanted another portion. So yeah, so if you've got any stories about dinner ladies again, preferably not about vomiting, and when Jamie comes back, we'll ask him about some of his dinner ladies, because I'm sure she had some posh ones, didn't you?
Dinner ladies. I didn't go to a posh school.
Well,
I went to a comp. I went home for dinner. I went home. I didn't stay for school dinners until I was 16.
Charlie says, could you put that down here?
There we go. We're missing your comments.
Charlie says he had a dinner lady called Mrs. Fawcett. She'd send you back with your steamed fish if you hadn't eaten enough of it. You had to wait until she turned her back before you could throw it in the waste pocket. She's only looking after your health, Charlie.
Do you remember them bins? Do you remember like the pig bin?
Pig bins.
Oh, excuse me. I swallowed an umbrella.
And Kitty, Death Wish Kitty, Charles Bronson, would come around with a big tray of chips. Chips that hadn't been served.
Chips?
Yeah, like, who wants chips? Who wants more chips, kids? Oh, and it was like a pop concert. Yeah, Kitty over here.
Throw them out.
And she had her favourites, these two twins. And they'd go, Kitty over here, Kitty.
What were the twins called?
Oh, I can't remember.
Mark's dinner lady was called Mrs. Ween. She was bald and had a voice like a foghorn.
Yeah.
James's dinner lady was Joy Tilt.
Oh, me and my brother had a dinner lady that we called Queen of the South, because she was really posh and from the South.
Come on, little one.
And she had like a... She used to... Sorry, I'll just wait until Peggy's settled. So we had this dinner lady called Queen of the South, who used to turn up to work with the most perfect hair, loads of lovely makeup, and lovely outfits underneath her little jacket. Yeah. And so she was one to watch.
Do you know with another Mrs. Go Lightly? Go Lightly sounds quite sassy. Here's Peggy. Oh, for those who want to see her, she gets grumpy when I pick her up. She's an old lady now.
She's a barlax. You.
Let's have a look what the messages we've got coming in. Let's have a look. MP, just started watching your vids in the past week or so. Laughed so much. You seem to have watched the same shows as you have as a child. Sons and daughters. Yeah. The effort we've both put into our sketches should give us the big break we both deserve. Thank you. Andy's dinner lady was called Mrs. Balls.
I bet she had balls. Jason says, we had a dinner lady called Mrs. Kennedy, who was pure evil to most people. Thankfully, he was an altar boy, and she loved him and gave him second helpings. Would like to know what she gave you second helpings, Jason?
Linda Lee Hughes.
Sweet or savoury?
Go on, go down. Linda Lee Hughes did see Morton Harkett on The Masked Singer, but she says in real life he's hard work. Look at Linda knowing Morton. Joanna's dinner lady was called Mrs. Smiles.
Oh, that's nice.
And she stopped her in town when she was about 30 and said, I remember you from Sacred Heart School.
I once went to the local library. It was, when they sell books like on the trolley for 10p. And there was a children's book called My Dinner Lady, which was it was aimed at children.
Oh, I'd love to get that now.
And it was called Mrs. Vasey, the Dinner Lady. I don't think we've got it anymore, have we?
I do remember it now. We used to have it. I don't know where it is.
Why did we give that away?
B.G. Bear's Dinner Lady was built like Miss Hattie Jakes and smelt of BO and mildew. Mrs. Poulton in a navy frock and fuchsia lip.
A lot of our dinner ladies used to wear these really cheap nylon house coats, like yellow, and they were like, I'm sure they used to sweat like Billy O in them.
We got some more. One of Mad Aberfan's dinner lady was Mrs. Waring, or as we nicknamed her, Waring Wash Tub. Jason says mainly custard and sponge pudding.
Oh yeah, little squares.
DS, because DS is in the States, so your dinner lady is different than ours. You call them lunch ladies. And most probably they have beehives and cat wings in my kind of Larson brain, where I think the whole of America's like a Far Side cartoon. But his dinner ladies were called Fern and Lois.
Oh.
And Lois always had cat hair all over her. And Fern was a gossip who made up stories about the principal having affairs with the maintenance crew.
I was always a bit envious of American lunches at schools, because they seem to have a little tray with a little carton of milk, like sealed.
And little, like, prison compartments.
Yeah, and like perhaps a donut, and we used to have like plates of slop, didn't we?
Melanie Fairley wants to know, did we get the slipper at school?
No, I was quite well behaved. Although a dinner lady once put me against the wall because that thing you do with you put your finger through your fly hole and waggle it about.
Pretend it's a little willy.
Well, Kitty, it must be Kitty. Thought it was my real Winky.
Kitty with the Kit Kat wrappers. What, did she braid you?
And I said it wasn't my willy, it was my finger. And she said, whatever it was, it shouldn't have been out your fly hole, which was true. I mean, she had a point, didn't she?
Loads of love coming in. Someone says that it's Alex Clark says that dinner ladies are now called midday supervisors. We've got a primary school teacher in YouTube. Let's find out. Linda LaHughes, what do you guys call your dinner ladies now?
Or if you employ them, what's the technical name for them?
What's the technical term?
What would the county council call them?
I think we called ours in the drama school advert a nourishment consultant.
Because some of our dinner ladies were actually paid to walk the grounds and look after the kids at lunchtime.
And do you remember there was always like this kind of wet kids that would go and hold their hands?
The sickly ones. and poor Kitty would have to hold one in each hand because he had no friends.
And they'd walk around with the dinner lady.
And they'd have little clammy hands. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Lunchtime supervisor.
That looks like it's
Charlie Mitchell. Cole Taylor says lunchtime supervisor. We'll find out more. Michael Andrew Gibbons, this is Alan's brother, who's in right now, says he got to make an egg and bacon pie at cookery class. When he got home, his mum kicked off because it wasn't cooked well.
Yeah, nothing to do with dinner ladies, but that's the cookery teacher he's on about. And she made them put raw eggs in pies, and either the oven was crap or Mishmash didn't pay attention to the recipe, but he brought an egg and bacon pie with raw egg in it.
Alex Clark was that kid that held hands with the dinner lady.
Oh, Alex, were you?
Sorry,
Alex.
Do you remember, so this is like about home ec, but Alan doesn't remember this, but I vividly remember it, and I genuinely didn't go to a posh school, but home economics...
Wait till you hear this. Can we just wait? Hold, pause. I want you all to write in the comments what you took to school to put your home economic product in.
What did girls take to school on home economics
Wait,
day?
don't say anything yet. I want to know, boys and girls, what did you take to school to bring home your mince pies or your sausage rolls? Mine was an old stinky family circle biscuit tin.
I think mine was just like a 4-litre ice cream tub.
Oh, I thought you said.
But mine wasn't. But let us know what girls in particular would take to school on Home Economics Day.
Jason Rigby says carry a bag.
Tupperware, lunchbox or tin, a bit of Tupperware. Biscuit tin. So Ginny McShane's a girl. She says biscuit tin.
Yeah, I was biscuit tin.
Quality
Street
Street
tin. So what did you take?
Well, the girls at my school all took baskets. It was like Little House on the Prairie cookery day. They'd bring in a little basket, with a little flip on either side.
Oh, so you said wicker basket. Paul Atkinson.
Oh, Paul Atkinson says wicker basket. Michael Brown says wicker basket.
Ian.
So there is a wicker basket.
Ian Dennis has a shoebox.
Lucy had to make and eat it the same day. It didn't even go home.
Oh. I remember also our home economic teacher said to the children, not Michael, my brother, if you're in, Michael's teacher said, bring in some clothes because we want to show you how to use a washing machine. Right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So he went home and said to my mother, oh, we've got to take some washing in so I can use a washing machine. So she gave him a pair of my dad's stinky socks.
Like proper dirty stuff.
Yeah. And they stank. I think he put them in the machine with like Auntie Mabel's bed jacket and Rita's tea towels.
People must have thought you were right. Stinky. He says,
saying,
"Oh no, don't do it."
It's true.
There's a lot of baskets out there.
A lot of basket cases.
Yeah, baskets for me. I was veggie as well, so
Yeah.
can you imagine I had to always cook a little veggie alternative to what
We've got quick save bags, ice cream tubs.
There's a lot of baskets though. Jason remembers the baskets. Julie Bristow's, hers was a basket and she made cauliflower cheese. So I think it was Alex said about he always imagined like Toto popping out of one side of it.
And did you carry it all around with you during the day, or did you put it in a locker somewhere? Or did you
little baskets? No, they stayed in the home ec kitchen
until the end of the day.
Till the end of the day, then you go and collect your goods, maybe flapjacks or cauliflower cheese like Julie, and you take it home and tuck into it.
And also, let us know what you used to make. What did they ask you to make? We were doing toffee apples, sausage rolls, a pie, a lot of pastry goods. I think.
I remember in primary school making jam sandwiches. Didn't it spill out the basket? No, I think within the basket, just like battle axes, there were other subsections. Within the basket were subsections of maybe Tupperware to put it in. But yeah, it was basket day. All the girls bought baskets. Karen Avery says that her home ec teacher in 1973 asked one of the Chinese students in the school how they cooked a cat.
Oh, lordy.
Honestly, school was weird, wasn't it? Some teachers. We do a whole nother lesson. Another lesson on teachers. Charlie says he imagines it's very difficult. I think Charlie, are you a he? Are you a he, a she, or a they? Let us know.
I also
they say it must be hard to get melted cheese out of wicker. I imagine it is.
I also remember in our home ec room on the walls was like posters about how to wash pans, how to keep things clean. But there was a handwritten poster that the teacher had made saying that your feces.
Nike, Thomas.
Your feces should be soft and bulky.
It's like Gillian, what's her name?
Gillian McKee.
Gillian with the wonky spine.
Yeah, so you have that making your chocolate log and looking at that sign thinking...
Here we are, there's some lovely recipes coming in, home ec recipes. A lovely apple cobbler, scones, flapjacks, chicken curry, French onion soup, rock cakes, coconut ice, apple pie, mackerel in cider, Yule log...
Where did you go to eating?
I can't pronounce your name. Paceliros used to fix a wicker basket on the back of the bike, and popped a cheese flan in it and rode for miles.
Anthony Berry says, melted moments with jam in the middle. Yeah, we made them. Every home ec teacher made it. Let's do melted moments that week.
Quiche Lorraine. I think I made... we made burgers. We made veggie burgers with like all the toppings. Or I made veggie burger. Others made meat.
Also, because I'm a bit nebby, I'd like to know if you took the ingredients with you to school, like 2 ounces of flour, because we used to have a list that we had to write down from the board. So it would say 2 ounces of flour, 1 ounce of sugar, and 30p. We had to take a little bit of cash in.
Why are you taking cash in?
Like for vanilla essence or stuff like that. She was ever so tight, our home ec teacher. I remember it'd be like a list of ingredients and 10p.
Linda LaHughes took a wicker basket with a cover. My cousin for you. Joanne Great, pineapple upside down cake. I made pineapple upside down cake as well at school.
Mishmash says he made coffee kisses.
I'm going to just try and open a link. I don't know if I can open this link, but let's have a look. Jason Darcy sent us a link to kind of those plastic baskets that are... Let me see if I can show you.
Jelly bean bags?
I don't know if I can show you this. I'm not going to be able to show you it, but there's a link. Click on the link, guys. They're like jelly bean shoes, but in basket form. And who remembers
like
people taking that?
And everything used to fall out, like your rubber or your loose change.
Another meal that's come up for being made in home ec, kedgeree.
What?
Alan went to a right pikey school.
I mean, our home ec teacher wasn't rough, but it was like a lot of pastry goods.
Swiss roll. Claire had to bring all ingredients in. I don't think anyone else had to bring money in for vanilla essence.
It was probably our dodgy teacher. Yeah, can you imagine 30 kids in a class all bringing 50p in? How much is that?
Well, that's 15 quid.
Oh, surely.
For a bit of vanilla essence. She's raking it in. What was her name?
Michael, what was her name, our cooking teacher? Mrs. Conroy was at high school. She had the soft and bulky poster. But the one at Shakespeare School...
Lucy was at an Irish convent, so she says it wasn't just a posh making kedgeree. No kedgeree there for the nuns. Mad Aberfan made spag bowl. In the States, DS says they always made spaghetti and cake.
Oh, that's all right. I don't mind that bit of spaghetti.
DS, I work in the States a lot, or used to before the Panny D, pre-Panny D. I used to send Alan pictures of the cakes that I would get in diners and stuff, like apple pie as big as my head,
Not
like a slice.
Not just the cakes, but the sandwiches.
Honestly, I put on a huge amount of weight when I worked in the States, because of course when you go out and eat in the States, everyone kind of takes has a doggy bag and takes it home, so that food kind of lasts you the next day for lunch or for dessert. I didn't get that, so I was trying to eat everything that was on my plate. And when you're on your own, you can't just order an only the lonely pizza. You have to order a big pizza. Eat the whole thing. Oh.
No, you used to come on badly.
Michael says he thinks your teacher had
a gambling
habit.
I bet she had.
Charlie says, was she called Mrs. Fiddler?
Well, that's what we used to think of her.
Cole Taylor says his was the same as yours. A list of goods that you had to pay money for.
I used to change every week, 10p, 20p, 30p.
Lucy Hilly says, what? Together, but I'm not sure what you're referring to, Lucy. Spaghetti and cake, probably. I think on different days, DS. Let us know, when did you make spaghetti and when did you make cake?
I don't think pasta was popular when I was at school, so I don't think we did anything pasta-based, did you? Did you make lasagna?
I think macaroni cheese.
Oh, okay.
I think we made mac cheese. Andrew Gunn thinks your teacher might have watered down the vanilla essence as well.
I didn't really like her. I wasn't a fan of her. You know, she wasn't very nice.
Melanie went to the same kind of school as me, because she says Mrs. Richardson gave her 4 house points, but gave her a poor rating. Did you get house points?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? What was your house called?
I got in cookery class. Yeah, I got top score I made a fruit flan.
No, but did you have houses at school?
Yeah, I was in yellow. I ate yellow. I want to be yellow again. And I used to come into playing sports day. Oh, I mean, don't go to me about sports day.
Look at what Carl's just written here.
It was shocking.
He says you also had to pay to knock up some crap in woodwork.
Ours was, we had to pay £2, and it was to get us to use a drill. We made a dice on a stick. It was like a stick stand. So it was I presume it's to get the dice holes correct, and a little hole for you put your dowling in.
I don't know if my mum is still here. Mum, I think I made a fish on a stick in woodwork for you, but I also made in pottery. I made a rather amazing little castle.
Oh yeah, pottery, you'd have a kiln.
Yeah. Let's have a look over here. We've got some messages coming in. Yorkshire Bus Guy only just got home, so missed most of the show. Thanks a million for the calendar. Received it Monday. It's brilliant. Xmas Prezi for Mum. Liam, you can always buy one for yourself as well, or maybe Mum can buy one for you.
It's said ice to Eskimos, this one.
Linda Liu says Salon and Bilston Thomas. We were posh. Aljax, one of my home ec teacher was a monster, Miss Flay. Then she became Mrs. Hewitt, and everyone thought, Christ, who'd marry her? She screamed at me for putting cake in the oven because one was already in there. Yorkshire Bus Guy, we had really bad kids in our class. One week, our food tech teacher, who's younger than us, made us bring in a bag of stir-fried veg, and we had to separate all the veg into different piles and count the bean sprouts.
What?
That seems rather cruel.
Seems like a sort of torture.
Now, talking of stir-fry, early on in our courting days, now I'm not the cook, but I'm getting better at cooking. I made Alan a stir-fry as a romantic meal. Alan, take the story over.
Well, if I was going to make a stir-fry, I'd must go out to the market and buy a pepper.
To the market. Listen, who's posh now?
Deptford Market, I meant. It was only 5 minutes away. I'd buy a carrot, a pepper, an onion, a mushroom, a leafy green like cabbage or Chinese leaf. I wouldn't go to the local shop and buy a bag of Findus stir-fry that had been in his freezer since 1983 and then whop it in a pan and just let it stew for 8 years.
I can't remember, but we.
I did eat it, but it was one of those bags, the bags where you tip it out and you stir fry and everything goes grey.
You didn't eat it, it got binned. You said, I can't eat this. You pushed it around his place and said, I can't eat this, and binned it.
But I will say that I came home, because we just worked different shifts. I came home one day and he'd made me a pasty. It made me a little Cornish pasty.
It wasn't little, it was the size of a small baby.
It was the size of an armchair. It was lovely.
And it had meat in it. I cooked your meat.
And it had oven chips. I thought, that's my man. And that's when I said, tomorrow you better go and buy some toothbrush. You're staying.
Messages have come in. My mum says I made a lovely pottery castle, which she still had and is much admired.
The little pointy roof.
But she can't remember a fish on a stick. Yeah, it was a wooden fish on a stick, like a swordfish, Mum. I imagine you binned it when you downsized.
Jason said, bean sprouts? Oh no, I don't sell shit right now.
Well, the beans are over there and the sprouts are over there.
There's little cabbages.
There's lots of messages coming in. I can't keep it up for me. Claire says they had to pay for wood in the woodwork lessons. You had to pay for wood?
Yeah,
I can't remember doing that.
And our daft teacher, woodwork teacher, had this sort of thing for perspex. Where to melt perspex and bend it.
We did CDT and make a letter rack.
We made like a photo and cassette tape holder. But the photo bit was you had to blue tack the photo on the stand.
I think we made a letter rack out.
We had to pay £3 for that. Oh shit.
Charlie Mitchell says, I made a rather ornate pottery castle for my mum, which is much admired to this day. All he made was ashtrays.
Good night, Thomas. Night night.
Good night, Thomas.
And my brother made, if he's still in, he made a wobbly table. In woodwork, yeah. I think that was £5, and it wobbled.
Over here we've got Jason was the only boy in the 3rd and 4th year in cookery and needlework. Saying nothing, he says. He says that, not me.
That's Jason. That's lovely. I bet you make a lovely husband.
Alan you did A-level. Needlework, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to go when I went to sixth form. I put all my energy into drama at the high school and got like an A in that. But all my other subjects were like E's and C's. So they said, you can't do A-levels yet until you've got your maths and English. So I had to resit those. And I thought, well, I'll do textiles. Oh, we had a ball. Me and my friend Simon, we had a ball. There was a lot of lasses in a sewing room. And the teacher was amazing, Shirley Tong. Oh,
Shirley Tong.
She was just a lover. So
Was
come on,
she-
lads.
Was she Chinese?
No, she was great.
Well, she could be great and Chinese.
No, she was wonderful. She used to love being Simon. She used to love lads in her class.
Lots.
She used to slag the girls off. You're a lot funnier than them lot. They're boring.
MP made a CD holder. Stephen Richards made a pottery pig and a coat hook, and he's got them both. Joanne Gray, which this is quite ingenious, made a stock cube holder in woodwork.
Oh, you see, because you have to go and measure the stock cubes.
And it's lasted about 15 years.
Did anybody make those things in needle class where you fill it with like carry bags?
Night Sue.
Like a little puckered hold. Night Dame Sue. Where you had to pull carry bags out of a like puckered hole.
No, we wasted plastic in Formby. We didn't care
Did you need
about-
them because you had baskets, didn't you?
We had baskets. Couldn't make a basket carrier. Fizz says in the 80s the girls had to take needlework or house crafts, and she wanted to do woodwork. Sexist buggers. I think by my I was like 1988, 89, I guess. So we were all together. So we all did everything.
It really annoyed me at school because when you came to GCSEs, like art and drama was in the same block, and you could only choose one or the other.
I did drama and art.
So
don't
I wanted
know
to do
what
both,
was
but I
best.
couldn't because it was like a double lesson in one afternoon. It was either drama or art. You couldn't do both.
Now, Kath Wells is saying either she went by a pseudonym in school or this is something she made. So she either made a daisy fork or she went by the name Daisy Fork in metalwork. I don't know what a daisy fork is.
No, a fork with daisies on it.
But I like it being your name, Kath.
Charlie said he was the only boy in typing class. God, I did typing. I did it for like a BTEC thing with this really severe woman with an old-fashioned typewriter, and you have to look at a chart, don't you? And you can't look at your keys.
We've got a question coming. Spartan Croft has said, do we have a character yet who is a standout favourite? Is Divinity going to stay on part-time? Favourite characters, Sherry and Brandy, who are our phone room girls. They're favourites. We enjoy doing them. Alan loves doing Divinity.
Divinity is like a character that I really want to nurture and sort of work on. Like, she needs a new hairdo. She's got her own Facebook page if you want to find her on Facebook. Divinity, Queen of Our Souls. So you'll see more of Divinity in the future. Don't worry.
Gillian McShane made the world's ugliest slacks in needlework, and Jason Darcy made a lovely skippy pair of red shorts in needlework.
Again, that doesn't surprise me.
I thought you said slippy red shorts, like out of satin.
Jason, do you have a photo of those shorts, and preferably you in them?
Kath doesn't know what a daisy fork is either, but she made one.
Did anybody go into the world of metalwork?
Well, that's where Kath made a daisy fork.
Oh, it was horrible, Rube. Oil everywhere.
I don't think I ever. I don't know. I most probably went in there in a little pair of
I stupidly decided.
Jason's shorts and played around with.
I stupidly decided
tools.
to do it as a GCSE, and I got like a G. Oh, I couldn't stand it. Me and this lad hated it, so we used to just spend the day giving each other dead arms.
Night, Lucy. Good night. Thank you for popping in. Kath Wells says she's off to see Clinton Baptiste on Saturday. Does he know Divinity? No, but we love Clinton Baptiste, and I've met Alex quite a few times who plays Clinton. Our paths crossed quite a number of times, so he's kind of he's a friend of the show.
Has he been to Biscuit?
Yeah, he plays Barry from Watford.
Oh, very funny. Melanie says she hated metalwork and wagged most lessons. Yeah, I used
Wagged. What a funny word wagged is.
Our metalwork teacher couldn't give a toss about people wagging. He didn't mind.
BG Bear, sewing class, draft excluder and a door tidy with pockets to put things in.
Oh, did your draft sticks could have turned into a little snake with little wobbly eyes and a little felt tongue?
Jason Rigby did music was that GCSE, Jason, and was thrilled to get an E and not a U. I did drama GCSE. I did art GCSE and didn't do very well at all. They were kind of my arty subjects.
Again, music was in that block. Art, drama, music. You couldn't do all three.
You couldn't do an hour's.
And PE. was in that long, thank Christ.
But you still had to do PE. We had to do
No,
PE, even
that was
if it
one-
wasn't a subject.
Oh, that was one good thing. I got out of it. I didn't have to do it because I think they saw drama as a sort of physical thing anyway. Oh, glad to do all that. When those days were over, I was well pleased.
Listen to this. There's the name that I can't pronounce. Pusillarius. Tell me what your real name is, or a real name, so I can pronounce it. Made a patchwork bikini.
Oh.
In sewing. It's kind of cheeky. Charlie Mitchell's chemistry teacher told me. Charlie, are you a he, she, or they? Remind me.
He's a boy in typing class.
Thanks, Charlie. Told me that if I didn't want to go elsewhere, didn't want to learn to go elsewhere, so he did, and he got a bollocking for not going. We had a chemistry teacher who, on the first lesson, picked up a test tube, threw it against a wall so it smashed, and went, never do that. That was like our first chemistry lesson. Bit of a madman.
There was some dodgy teachers, wasn't there? If you look back and think of the ones that, they shouldn't have been employed in the first place.
Yorkshire Bus Guy's English teacher was Alan Titchmarsh's sister.
Oh. Well, she can be trusted.
Charlie is all, he, she, and them. Good.
And did any of you go to take your parents to like teachers' night where they talk about you? What's that called?
Parents' evening.
Parents' evening. And I remember my mum and dad going to see this my form tutor, and he was only my form tutor. He didn't teach me anything. He said, he won't amount to much. He just sits there staring at the wall. I thought, well, I'm staring at the wall because you're a miserable bastard and you bore the shit out of me.
I don't know, my mum might still be in. Mum, did parents' evening go swimmingly for me? Did they love me? I used to work parents' evening. I was like a swotty kid. I've told you that before, haven't I? We used to go, me and my friend Fiona used to go and serve teas to the teachers during parents' evening on a little trolley.
Like Mrs. O'Regan.
Yeah. We let's have maybe next week, maybe the week after, let's talk about teachers. Because Gillian's just mentioned our generation had loads of psycho teachers. So yeah, there's loads of psycho teachers I can talk about. But yeah, lots of hatred coming in for parents' evening.
I used to hate it because it wasn't a good representation of me. I thought he's got that wrong because it was one of those nights where I wasn't allowed to go. So my mum and dad came over and said, "Oh, we've heard a lot about you." I was like, "What?" And I wonder whether he got the wrong student.
Alistair says he had an English teacher who didn't notice the other students smoking at the back of the class. And Charlie says, Alan, when you do that voice, it reminds me of the Candle sketch by Les Dawson.
Oh, he's trying to blow it out.
Alex Clark did teas and coffees too at parents' evening. It's such a weird, swatty thing to do, isn't it? Yeah. It's just me and my friend Fiona wanted to go in the kitchens and play Cell Block H, Mrs. O'Regan. So it was kind of like free will.
And you could also, on disco night, volunteer to be like, serve drinks? Or did the teacher do that?
There were no drinks at disco night.
A can of pop.
MP says...
Not cocktails.
MP is a teacher and says kids who bring tea and biscuits are gods. We know what side of that bread's buttered on. School discos. No, I didn't really go to school discos. Didn't like them. I didn't want to hang around with other kids. Didn't like it.
I loved them.
Yeah, but I was picked on, wasn't I? Andrew says after fourth year at school, I was allowed to leave PE. I wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, we were lucky to drop the bloody worst subject in history.
Jason said they were pop bockles at school disco.
We had them at our Christmas parties. Did you all have a Christmas party at school? And you had to bring in like your own food?
No,
here we go again. Don't say you got it all provided.
Primary school.
Primary school, high school and senior school.
Not at high school.
We had to bring in... No, not high school. No, but primary school, we had to bring in our own Christmas food. And then a local pop man used to donate bottles of pop.
We didn't have a pop man. I didn't live in inner city. We had to. So for Christmas party, we had to bring in our own china.
Oh no.
We had to bring in our own plates.
No. We spent half a morning making a placemat out of sugar paper with pens, with Christmas decorations. That was our plate.
I'm pretty sure we had to bring in our own plates.
A knife and fork.
Yeah.
And goblets.
Not goblets, maybe just a teacup and saucer. But I'm pretty sure we had to bring in that for the Christmas party. We didn't have bring food in.
Yeah, because I remember one year, my mum didn't have much money, so I brought in 2 like meat paste sandwiches. This is a Christmas party. A lemon curd tart and a bag of like trophy crisps. And this girl next to me, who I didn't really like, she had like a Christmas pudding cake and like rolls with ham, big bits of ham sticking out like tongues. And, like a family bag of... And there's me and my little tiny little meat paste.
We've got over here Jason and Jason, so Rigby and Darcy have both heard about the Alpine Pop.
Yeah, Pop Man.
Alistair remembers Panda Pops.
And there were glass bottles.
I'm Jamie. Jamie. So I didn't attend a posh school at all, like a village primary school, so kind of a church primary school. But we had to bring in plate. I think it was so we could eat on plates rather than eat on like
sugar
paper plates. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Every morning, it was the morning you decorated your table, and the afternoon you had your party with your bottle of pop.
Fiona Kissick's teacher for maths was Daniel O'Donnell's cousin. So there's a lot of famous people's relatives who are teaching.
Yeah.
Someone said, cup and saucer, Jamie, did you go to school in a Merchant Ivory film? I don't know, if my mum's in here, she'll remind me of the truth, because I do kind of live in a fantasy world. But I think I had to bring in, we had to bring in china for the school Christmas meal.
And I also remember, again, it's this sort of bring in 10 pence thing. She used to make like a yearly calendar, where it was like your handprints, or, or you'd make like a truck, painting of a truck, and you bring in 10 pence, so they could stick all those little calendar things on.
Oh yeah, little thing. Yeah, and you rip off the dates.
Yeah.
Our calendar's not like that. It's much better.
We used to bring in 10p for one of those. To be stuck on it.
There's a lot of hate for me bringing in my own china. Maybe I've made that up. Maybe we didn't. I'm sure I had to.
We were like cannibals. We just ate what was there.
I'm sure we had to, because I remember we made placemats, but I'm pretty sure we had to bring in like a Christmassy plate.
No, really?
I think it was like a Christmassy plate, so it was like a fancy plate.
So not only do you have to bring china in, but you want to bring a Christmas themed
like
china.
Like a Christmassy, like something bright, so the whole table looked funky because everyone was mismatched.
And then the 70s and 80s, didn't it?
Very shabby chic.
Oh,
God. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about 10 o'clock, so we are going to say goodbye. We've loved hanging out with you again, as always. We're going to meet next week, next Wednesday night, same time, same place. We're going to talk about Australian telly, Australian soaps, and Australian entertainment. So Summer Heights High, Kath and Kim, Prisoner,
soap opera,
everything. It wasn't Best China, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to look into that. And
I don't think your mum would let you take the Best China in.
I'll reveal.
In case you broke it. I mean, I think, bringing a paper plate, but not even that, was it?
No, I'm pretty sure it was like you had to bring in...
You had to start bringing cutlery?
Like a nice plate and a cup and saucer.
A cup and saucer? What, do you have tea? At primary school? Earl Grey tea?
Honestly, maybe I've made it up, but it's real from memory.
We had bottles of pop, not saucers.
All right, my loves. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Have a lovely week and weekend.
Charlie, send us a link to that picture because I'm obsessed with it.
He already has, I think.
He has somewhere in there. We'll get lost in the comments. Send it as a little message to us. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week. We'll do something this weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Night night.
Night night. Bye bye.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I seem to have run out of coffee.
You can be anything you want to be there. You can see anything you want to see there. There's excitement in the air for you and me there. Fancy free there. Take your family there, but You've got to be there. Yeah. You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. 7 holds the key there. Be there. Got to be there. Just you and me there. You just got to be there. Got to be there. Be there. The time is now. Be there. You've got to be there. Yeah. You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. Be what you want to be. See what you want to see. There'll be you and me there. Be there.
Hello customers, it's nearly 6 o'clock. Pack up and piss off.